So I started, I'm sure as everybody knows, started at Amazon. Uh, no sales experience whatsoever. Um, I wasn't really, I was a little concerned about coming because I had no sales experience at all, like I just said. Um, Never sold anything. Didn't really know how it was going to work. I mean, I had benefits, had insurance where I was at, so I was a little concerned there. Um, what I did is I ended up, after listening to phone calls, I was able to watch, a couple people sell for a couple hours. I had the opportunity to do that. Um, what really got me to make the decision to come over was the fact that number one, I'm two kids and one on the way, working hourly wage, set income. It's not enough. And then I see, okay, this is what I can make in 1 hour worth of work. You know, this is what the potential is, and that 1 hour, 2 hours of work is what I've made in a week at Amazon. And I'm driving forklifts, 90-degree weather, breaking my back. So it was easy. Even though I didn't know what I was doing coming over here, there wasn't a plan B. I didn't, I don't know any other agencies. I never sold anything. I don't know how to sell health insurance. Don't know what an annuity is. Like this was plan A, and that was it. Um, when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing. I wrote the script like everybody else. Didn't really know what to say. Didn't really have a great intro. Didn't have the button up. Didn't really have any of that stuff mapped out. And of course, the first, I'd say month, it was kind of just I mean, it was terrible. I think I maybe had one or two sales. Didn't go the way I kept me going was just that. I mean, that first sale I got was like, oh my God, I can make this over an hour. Like I'm going to figure this out, because if I can just do this constantly, if I can get 2 or 3 of these a day, I mean, it's a game changer. And so I was actually, instead of discouraged, I was actually excited, But I realized when I write this script and I'm in these conversations and I'm reading the script and I have these premeditated questions and I'm wondering where to go in the script. Okay, they said this. Do I go here? Do I pivot there? Do I ask this? A lot of these people just hang up on me, right? Because you're like, it's not real. It's not natural. They'd hang up on you within the first 10 minutes. And so what I did after listening to my calls, I was like, I need to get rid of this. So I, got rid of the script, got rid of all that. And I noticed calls were going 30, 45 minutes, and I was getting them laughing, I was getting them talking, I was connecting with them, but I just needed to figure out the questions now. I figured out how to connect. Now I just need to ask the right questions, and kind of gear it around,
figured out how to
life
connect
insurance.
first.
Yeah, I mean, that's the foundation. Without that, that's what started to work for me. I went from that first month, 1 or 2 sales, to next month, 25,000, third month, 35, 40,000, and then, 3 months straight, just 40,000, a month. And it was just getting people to connect. Because I had calls where I messed up after those months where I was successful. I started to think, okay, now let me figure out my intro. Let me get better at my button up. Let me get better at this. Let me sound more professional. And I started to go downhill because I was getting away from the connection. I was getting away from the conversation, and I was going back to what I was doing. So what really has worked for me is just fixation. That's it. You can listen to my calls, and button up's not perfect. Intro's probably not perfect. I could do better at discovery. Underwriting could be better, but there's a connection there, and that's what works. If you told me, hey, you're not gonna be perfect at those other things, but you can build a connection with these people, I like my chances every single time, and I just focus on that. Like I said, that's the foundation. And I always feel like, I hear we talk about going deeper, and we always connect it with, okay, they said they lost someone, go deeper. They had to pay for a burial, okay, go deeper. And yes, you absolutely do need to go deeper, right? That's easy, but you can go deep with anything, no matter what it is. They say rank, okay, go deep. They retired, okay, what you do for work. I mean, you can go with anything, and that's how the connection is built, and that legitimizes you beyond just sending a business card. That's all I'm trying to do, is just go deeper any way I can, and gear around life insurance. But if you listen to my calls, if I have an hour-long call, maybe 10-15 minutes of it is about life insurance. I mean, I'm not letting them rant about politics for 45 minutes. I'm not doing that. But I'm not sitting there. I'm not, I'm not the most professional person. I don't even like the word. I'm licensed. I passed the test after 3 tries, but I'm not the guy that's going over benefits for 25 minutes, having the perfect intro, like suited and booted with the button up and all that. I'm just trying to get these people to laugh and enjoy their time, and feel comfortable. And that's what's worked with me, the most. And I know anytime I get away from that, that's when I start to slip up a little bit. And I don't like paying attention to. I don't watch the YouTube videos. I'm not saying our channel, but there's a lot of. It's easy to get into the weeds out there. You can watch these YouTube gurus out there selling their scripts, and it's real easy, especially when you're in training all the time and you're listening to this or listening to that. But just finding my own way, sticking to that, not veering off the path, and just sticking to that. That's what's kind of worked for me, and so that's what I've consistently tried to do every single time, every single phone call at least. So that's what's worked.